I'm Erica Alston, here in Baltimore at Pleasant Hope Baptist Church. I'm here to speak with Pastor Heber Brown III, where he and his congregation are taking on some serious issues. The issues of domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. Come inside with me as we learn more about these issues. Hey there, Pastor. How are you?
I'm well, Erica Alston. How you doing?
Good. Great to see you.
Great to see you as well. Have a seat.
Thanks. I hear you guys have some exciting new initiatives going on. Groundbreaking and trend-setting as usual. Taking on some tough issues.
Yeah.
Tell me all about it.
We're really excited at Pleasant Hope Baptist Church. The Lord has inspired us to really do our part on the issues of sexual assault, domestic violence, and human trafficking. And this is what I figured out, Erica. I figured out that there are 3 things that every church could do right now to engage the issues of sexism, domestic violence, and human trafficking.
Tell us about it.
3 things, real simple.
Okay.
Number 1, many churches print a bulletin every week anyway. And my invitation to churches is to put 1-800 numbers and help hotline numbers in the bulletin and up on the big screen on the monitors every single week, because you never know when somebody in the pews might need that number. What I learned recently was that between Saturday night and Sunday morning, some of the most egregious incidents of violence against women occur. Saturday night into Sunday morning. So while we're preparing for worship, there's some woman, there's some man, there's some child somewhere that's being victimized. And so if you have that number in your bulletin every single week, it helps somebody get a resource that they need. And you never know, like I said, when they'll need it.
Absolutely.
Number 1. Number 2, you can partner with organizations in your community. Sometimes churches feel like because they don't have the experts in their church, they can't deal with the issue. Well, that's a lie. You have organizations all around your church. And so I figured out that if you partner with organizations right in your community, that the organizations can bring you the resources and the experts to help to reinforce what you want to do on sexual assault, domestic violence, and human trafficking. For our church, we partner with great organizations in addition to Phoenix Rising Baltimore, like Turn Around, Heal a Woman to Heal a Nation, and so many others. The House of Ruth is another great organization. These nonprofits and organizations are already out there. We need to utilize them better in our churches. And finally, starting from the pulpit, we need to create the environment where it is safe for people to share their stories and be empowered, knowing that their sanctuary is a real sanctuary, a safe place for them to share their most hurtful stories, but also talk about how God's love and God's power transforms them from victims into victors. And so that has to start in the pulpit. 3 things, simple, doesn't require a new line item in your budget. You don't have to meet with your trustees around it. You just got to have a commitment and a conviction to do something starting today.
Is there anything that your church is going to do to help keep these other churches and other organizations engaged? You have to make this and keep this a top priority.
Yeah, this is too serious. This is too severe and significant to the holistic health of our community to just pick up and drop. And so Tamar's Refuge is coming, and we are excited about the ways in which a wonderful sister in our church is going to give it leadership. Her name is Billy Shabazz, and she has just been awesome, fantastic.
I'd love to talk with her.
In fact, I think she's here.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go check her out.
Thanks. Hi, Billy. I just had an opportunity to speak with your pastor about some very enlightening information about domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. He said that you were assisting and spearheading the efforts that the church is now undergoing. Can you tell me more about it?
Well, it really started when I attended a sister circle here at Pleasant Hope, where we kind of had the opportunity to talk about our experiences in terms of sexual assault and things like that. So from that experience, I felt empowered and decided to kind of move from the place of being a victim of what I'd experienced to a victor, and really leading other women like me and other girls who experienced things that I've experienced to kind of take control of the path that we're headed down and to kind of prevent it from happening to other girls and women. And so that's kind of where it started.
Okay, great. So where are you now?
So, and now we're kind of in the building stages, if you will. We are continuously learning more about domestic violence, sexual assault, and sex trafficking. And so we want to make sure that we are well informed of these three things and how they might manifest themselves, so that we can make sure that we respond and have adequate resources for members of the church and members of the surrounding community.
How do you see that the church and the community have been responsive to your efforts?
I think for the most part, people have been very responsive of the efforts, and that's really, really important and affirming. Sexual assault, domestic violence, and sex trafficking aren't easy topics to talk about. And so it's really important that, especially for the church, we begin to have those conversations. Over 200,000 women in Maryland have experienced forcible rape at some point in their lifetime.
That's a huge number.
It is, and when you consider our churches, where women are majority of the congregation, those women aren't just people who live in Maryland, but they're members of our churches. And it's really important for church leaders and congregations to have a course of action on how to help and assist victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, and trafficking.
Well, how proud you must be to be a member of a church that's spearheading all of this, because I've not known of any church in Maryland or in our inner city who's taken on such a cause. So kudos to you and your efforts.
Thank you. I'm really excited about it. Nervous, but really, really excited and blessed, and just, I don't know, it's like this feeling of warmth I get, because this is really something that I feel passionate about. And to be in a space, a church, where I'm getting so much affirmation for something that's such a taboo topic usually is really, really a good thing.
That speaks volumes to the pastor and the head of this church to be able to take on such topics that are often viewed as taboo. Mm-hmm. So I commend you, your efforts, and your church for being a hub of sorts for women in our community, and with such drastic numbers as 200,000, understanding that those women are here in our church, in our community, and you're here to help them.
Right. Absolutely.
Thanks for taking time to talk to me.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so glad that there's a church right here in Baltimore bold enough to take on the issues of domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. I can't help but imagine the impact, how powerful it would be for our city and our state if all faith-based organizations and churches would join together and help to provide a resource to serve, stand, and support these very important victims. With over 200,000 victims in Maryland alone, either you or someone you know needs help. Call this number now.